This is an ooh-wee production.
Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, where the goal is to better our understanding through conversation. Communicating our feelings, our thoughts, or our opinions could be some of the easiest, or it could be some of the hardest things to do. But by communicating, we begin to form new perspectives. So throughout the various topics and opinions we discuss on our podcast, we hope that we can add value, understanding, and maybe a few laughs to your day. We appreciate you guys listening and enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast, man. I'm your host, Bruce. Today, man, it's a solo podcast. It's just me right now. So we're going to get right into it, man. I'm not going to hold you guys too long. I just want to hop right into it, man, and just share some of the things I've been thinking about over the past couple of weeks. Life, man. Life never gets easier. You just have to get stronger. And I think that statement, man, means a lot to me because it's so true. You know, I've heard that statement, you know what I'm saying, 100 times. Life is going to get easier. Life is going to get easier. And now the older I get, man, and the more I think about it, honestly, man, I think you just get stronger. You get mentally stronger. You may get physically stronger, emotionally stronger. But I think that's the process of it, man. The more you go through, the more that's put on you. The more that, you know what I'm saying, you have to go through and overcome, the stronger you get. And that's what makes it easier. You know, I relate it back to, like, you know, as a child, man, some things that you thought maybe were heavier, such as carrying a book bag or walking upstairs, things of that nature, man. You have to do them constantly throughout life. So it's not that you don't occur, or certain things doesn't occur less. It's that you just get used to doing them, and it just becomes easier and easier the more you go through it or the more you do it. So I thought that was major, man. I thought it was dope. I don't know where I got that quote from, but I just wanted to share it, man. I thought it was pretty cool. The next thing, man, I wanted to talk about is learning to say no, especially to yourself. And this is something that I struggle with, man. I'm going on this fitness journey, trying to get right, trying to get, you know, my body to a certain point. So learning to say no, especially to yourself. I think the hardest person to say no to is you, because sometimes you have to say no, man. The first person you should say no to is yourself. I think you need to learn self-discipline. I think you need to learn, you need to learn yourself, basically. That's what it really boils down to. You know, like I said, discipline is very important. Learning yourself, learning your emotions, how to deal with your emotions, emotional intelligence, things of that nature, man, I think are really help you as you develop in life. And sometimes those things you can't learn in a classroom. Sometimes those things you can't just learn by reading about them online. You actually have to go through some things in life before you actually develop those skills, man, or develop those things about yourself. So, you know, once you master that, then learning to say no to other people becomes so much more easier, man, because, you know, it's easier. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes people have no problem saying no to everybody else, but they cannot say no to themselves, cannot say no to drugs or partying, drinking, going out, spending money, all these things, man, that come at you and can distract you from your goal, your focus, man. And you have to just learn how to say no. So say no to those things, say no to people, say no to yourself, and really focus in on the thing that's going to drive you towards your goals. So I think that's really important, man. And the biggest thing, man, the segue is that you have 24 access to you, all access pass to make yourself better. You have a 24/7, 7 days a week, all day, every day, access to yourself. You know what I mean? All access pass to make yourself better. And I was just thinking about that. Like, yo, that's really true, man. You know what I mean? Like, you have full access to you. You may not have access to a library. You may not have access to a car. You may not have access to, you know, suitable living, but you have an all access pass to yourself, man. And if you better yourself, if you learn yourself, if you develop yourself, ask these questions of why. You know, you may be going through a tumultuous time, man, a very hard time right now. And you're asking yourself certain questions. I think you should ask is why. You know, it's a very simple question. It's a one-word question, but why? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking this way? Why am I gravitating towards this substance versus this substance? Why am I gravitating towards these kind of people versus these kind of people? Why do I like going to this certain location? Why do I like reading these certain types of books? Why do I like watching this certain type of video? What type of energy am I receiving from this type of situation I'm putting myself in? Just different questions, man. I think, excuse me, different questions. I think that, just asking the simple question of why really, man, change how you view the world and your experiences you have in the world. I think that's super true. I'm looking at this wall right now, man. I got a couple of things on the wall that says, what can I do to level up? What can I stop doing to level up? What can't I do to level up? And what do I have to sacrifice to level up? Those types of questions, those why questions, man, those questions about yourself, man. What do I have to step away from? What do I have to invite into my life? What do I have to take away from my life? Things like that, man. So, not to labor the point, but I just think that's important to shift your mindset to realize like, yo, all day, every day, I'm with me. And some people may not like themselves, man. Some people may hate themselves or hate certain things about yourself, but you with you all the time. So wouldn't that be more of a reason to change those things? Or wouldn't that be more of a reason to, study those things and find out more information about them? So if they're negative things, then you could change them. Jim Rohn is another dude, man. I like reading his books, listening to his videos on YouTube. He says, while feelings are helpful, they're not always right. Do what you should do, not what you feel like doing. And it really ties in with me, man, because with this fitness journey, you don't always feel like working out. You don't always feel like grabbing a sandwich instead of the, triple bacon burger from Wendy's or something like that. So understanding that, feelings are very helpful, man. Feelings are a very good beacon to lean towards sometimes, man, but they're not always right. Do what you should do, not what you feel like doing. Feelings are not always right because you may not feel like going to the gym, but it's the best thing you should be doing. You may not feel like eating healthy, but it's the best thing you should be doing, right? So sometimes, like, again, those things all come with learning yourself. The more time you spend with yourself, the more time you spend learning different quirks and things that you have, the better you are at how you approach those feelings. So moving on, man, you don't see results daily, which makes the process feel less rewarding. So excuse me, let me preface this, right? So like sometimes you may not see dates. You may not, like with fitness, you may not see the daily results. Like you may not go to the gym tomorrow and then the next day you see a Greek god, a Superman body. And that sometimes can make the process feel less rewarding or less valuable. But learning is linear. You know what I mean? So that means that like from one point to one point, A to B, right? So things like that, like learning, studying, taking a test, like you could study something, take a test, and then boom, get 100. Right? The results are instant. But with fitness or maybe finances, sometimes it's not the same. They're not linear because you could work out. And like I said, man, you may not see results for months down the road, weeks down the road, even a year sometimes, you know what I mean? Or you may not see the scale move the next day or the next few days. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with saving money, man. You may save money, each paycheck, put a little bit back, and then still feel so far from your goal, and this creates frustration and doubt. And, again, man, it goes back to what I said earlier, man, learning these things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I am statements. I think those are very important. I was watching All Access. It's a Showtime series that they used to have. They may still have it. I'm not too sure. But I used to watch it with Floyd Mayweather. And then one thing I appreciate about Floyd Mayweather, or I notice about him, is he says some very powerful I am statements. I am the champion. I am the best ever. Things like that, man. And I'm thinking like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's not just the statements that he say, but it's the statements paired with extremely hard work. He going super hard in the gym, man. He's super dedicated to his nutrition and locked in when he has to go to training camp and things like that. So, I think noticing people that you may think like, wow, man, I like the way they execute on this. I like the way they do things like this. Or like I said, man, understanding that sometimes these results that we're seeking, these goals that we set for ourselves, they're not always instant, man. They're not always going to happen as fast as we want them. But that doesn't mean that they're wrong. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you may be on the wrong track. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a GPS system because you may be wanting to go from here to where from here to your goal. You might be wanting to go straight line here from your goal. You run into a roadblock. Life throws us roadblocks. Life is unpredictable. But with a GPS system, what I love about it, man, if you have this mindset, is it reroutes you. It reroutes you to another route. It may be shorter, it may be longer, it may take a couple of more streets to get you to your final destination, but you will arrive to your final destination. You will arrive there. So just keep that in mind, man. Sometimes these goals that, like I said, with fitness and finance, man, I noticed that those two things are not linear. They're not an A and B, instant. You know what I'm saying? Quick. It's going to take a little bit. But in that process, from starting your fitness journey or starting your financial journey to the end result, to your goal, this space right here that's in between this, it's the process. And you develop along the way, man, as you gradually progress along that journey. And like I said, man, it sounds so cliche, but as I get older, I'm really valuing the process, man, because that's what helps you develop. You know what I mean? Think about it in high school, man. Like some people had bad experiences, some people had good experiences. You know, that's neither here or there. But like as you go through life, like as you look back from your younger years to now, it's the process. You didn't go like maybe if you would have went from just 1 year old to 31 or 41 or whatever age you are right now, it would have been weird, man. Like I feel like you would have adopted or you would have kept a lot of those infant type habits and mentalities would transfer. But it's the process of going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, all the way up to the age you are now. That process of going through each stage and each level, each age is what developed you to the person that you are now. And that may be good and bad. You may have carried on some traits that you don't like or some habits that you don't like, but it's all changeable, man. It's all able to be changed. So those are some things that I liked. I have a few more that I'm gonna share, man, and then we're gonna end this. Right now, it says that whatever God is gonna do in your life is gonna happen in private. And I was listening in the gym to a Joyce Meyer's sermon. And it had me thinking, man. I was like, wow, man, like whatever God has for you is going to happen in private. And again, man, it just speaks to the process. It just speaks to that at the end of the day, man, not everybody is going to know what's going on or what's going on in your life. But that transformation, man, is not meant for everybody to know about your transformation. It's meant for you to gain what you need to gain from that transformation. Not everybody needs to know. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, man, whatever God's going to do in your life, he's going to do it in private. And that intimate time that you spend with him, that intimate time that you spend with yourself is important. If you take advantage of it, you have to take advantage of it. And if not, I feel like life is cyclical, man. So you'll repeat that same level until you learn the lessons that you need to learn. You know, so embrace the process, man. It sounds cliche. It sounds like a buzzword, but it's very true, man. If you learn to embrace the process and accept the level that you are and understand that it's temporary, not permanent, you determine the time frame, man, that you excel or you that you accelerate or decelerate, man. It's all up to you. So just stay motivated, man. Keep the faith, man. Keep the belief. Do things that are going to uplift your spirit, man, and not tear it down. And if you are doing certain things that are going to tear it down, then just work on it, man. Each day is a new opportunity to get better. So I really and truly believe that, man. And I try to strive each day to just get 1% better. And I feel like, man, if we do that, man, that energy is contagious and it'll transfer to other people. Everybody that you encounter are really adopt that type of mentality, man, and that type of spirit, you know, and I feel like your day just uplifts, man. It may start bad, but you can always boost your mood by the end of the day. So that's all I really got, man. This was a short one. It's going to be an easy edit, but just some things, man, that I wanted to share. And I hope you guys got some value from it. If you did, like the video, share the video, continue to subscribe, man, and help us grow. When we grow, you grow, man. This is the Real Talk Podcast. Peace. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode or if you want to check out more of our content, please visit our social media platforms linked in the description of this episode. You can also check us out each week where we drop a new episode every single Thursday. So don't forget, like, share, comment, and thanks again for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.